Today we're making cheesecake stuffed pumpkin buns. Hi everyone, welcome to Black Cat Kitchen. I hope you're doing well. Today we're making cheesecake stuffed pumpkin buns. These are a beautiful little autumn treat in the shape of a pumpkin, full of that beautiful pumpkin pie spice and stuffed with a lovely little cheesecake filling. They're not too sweet and they're perfect for Halloween or autumn-themed parties. Perfect even for Thanksgiving. So let's get started. See the description below for a list of ingredients. To a pot, we're adding 118 milliliters of whole milk. We want to scald this and let it come down to body temperature. Into the bowl of our mixer goes 544 grams of plain flour, 4 grams of granulated sugar, 9 grams of salt, 73 grams of dark brown sugar, 5 grams of pumpkin pie spice, and a good healthy grating of nutmeg. You'll know your milk is scalded when it starts to get that skin on top and you can see the white forming around the edge of your pan. Now we're going to pull it off the heat and let it cool to body temperature before adding our yeast. If we add the yeast in while the milk is still too hot, it will kill the yeast and our bread won't rise. We're going to fit our dough hook and give our dry ingredients a little spin. Now that our milk is body temperature, we're going to add in 7 grams of yeast and give it a little stir just so it starts to foam up. To our dry ingredients, we're adding 225 grams of pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie mix, but pure pumpkin. Add in 2 eggs at room temperature and our lovely bubbly yeast mix. And we'll just mix that up. When the dough starts to come together, we'll add in 57 grams of unsalted softened butter in pieces. Now we'll just let our bread knead for about 8 to 10 minutes. You can do this by hand, but the dough is very sticky, so be careful not to add too much extra flour. Pull up a small bit of dough until you can see the light shine through and it doesn't rip. That's when you know it's kneaded. And I've pre-greased a bowl, and we're going to drop our dough in there and let it rest for about an hour or until it's doubled in size. To another bowl goes 225 grams of full-fat cream cheese and 100 grams of granulated sugar. We're just going to mix this together until it's well combined. Wrap it up and pop it in the fridge. The buns at this point are a mix between savory and sweet, so you can go in either direction. I like mine sweet, which is why we're stuffing it with this cheesecake filling. But if you want savory ones, leave the sugar out and just stuff them with the cream cheese. Or for an extra twist, use a herb and garlic cream cheese. They'd be perfect alongside any autumny soup. And our beautiful dough has risen up, and I'm just going to give it a few pokes to make sure it's fully proofed. It's very sticky, but this is what you're looking for. You don't want it to sort of bounce back at you. We're going to divide our dough into 16 pieces. I'm just giving it a few quick folds here, just to make it more even and easier to work with. Just pull it towards you on an unfloured work surface so that it all comes together in a nice taut ball. Then just grab a knife or your bench scraper and cut it into 16 even pieces. Once you've got all your pieces cut, you're just going to work them back into little buns. So again, just using the resistance of the counter, you can put a little bit of flour on if your dough is very sticky, and just roll it under your hand that's formed like a cup in order to create that ball shape. We're going to set these aside, roll them all up, and then they'll be ready to fill. Gently flatten your dough and start to roll out the edges until you create a nice circular shape. Once it's about 4 inches wide, you'll drop 1 teaspoon of our cheesecake filling into the center. And now we're just going to bring our edges up, pinch them all together, and gently roll it under our cupped hand one more time. Let me show you one more time. A teaspoon of cheesecake in the middle, bring up your sides and pinch together all of your edges, creating a nice seal. Gently roll it, and you're ready to go. Now here's the trickiest bit, turning them into pumpkins. You'll want a long piece of baker's twine about 2.5 feet for each roll. Find your center point and then take your ball and place it topside down in the middle of your string. Then you'll bring it up, and just like you're wrapping a present, you're going to crisscross them and bring them along the other sides. Then we're going to gently flip over our ball and do the same thing again. Crisscross, flip it over, and do it again. We're looking for 8 segments. Don't tie it too tight here. Our buns still need to prove, and once they bake, they're going to blow up into those segments, and so we want to make sure we've got enough room for them to grow. Trim off any excess string and set it aside on a baking sheet to prove. We'll do this with the rest of our balls of dough, and we'll let them prove for about 30 more minutes. While the buns are proving for 30 minutes, we're going to preheat our oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to let these bake for about 20 to 25 minutes until they've gone nice and golden brown. Brush the tops of your buns with some melted butter as soon as they come out of the oven. This will keep them glistening and soft. We're going to let these cool slightly, and then we're going to cut the strings off from the bottom, peel them off, and stick a half a walnut in the top as its little stem. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We'll see you next time.